I want to make a video directly to talk about my crucifix. I got this Rosemary's. I got this is one of the same candles that I have representing Michaela, and I got an angel light here. I got these little lights. I got angels praying and the beautiful Virgin Mary. I'm gonna put some holy water from Catholic Church sometime, or get some or put some items, some rose petals. But I also got this crucifix here, and I'm gonna get some other items. I was gonna get a giant crucifix, like realistic one, and I was gonna put it on the wall. That way I have sort of to help me kind of get closer to God and take it a little bit more take it much more with sincere passion. And I got my Bible. I recently bought this crucifix, and I got my Bible here, Catholic Bible, so I can take to church. I already got my dress pants, my dress shirt. I just have to buy dress shoes and a tie for church, and I'll eventually start attending church on some sort of regular basis. But I have to have these religious, because when I leave, I think that I just not when I leave, but whenever everything that I do in my life has to be in the sense of believing in Jesus and God, that there's angels and there's God, and there's good people and there's bad people, but it's best for me. And I, by all means, while I'm making this video, I got my Mother Teresa, who is one of the most giving and loving people to deal with things that nobody else did with such great passion. It's unbelievable that someone can do something like that for an entire lifetime. So it's the Mother Saint Teresa. And the reason I want to say this as well, make this video is crucially about Catholicism, Jesus, and God, is because, look, this, by all means, when I say this, I am not using this crucifix, Jesus, this Roman crucifix, these angels, any other religious items or pictures that I get, or this map, any way to use it against anyone. I understand that I could still be thrown out to the streets because of one excuse over the other, and I could still be wearing a crucifix, and I could be digging in a trash can, just like they almost had me before, and people were just throwing me trash and spitting in my food, horrible things to me. I understand that. If someone else uses the crucifix and Jesus and uses that and it propels them to total stardom, like Taylor Swift or whoever it may be, God bless you. It was destined to happen to you. If you got away with murder and rape like Miguel did, and it works for you to stay in a 3-bedroom house for 10 years after raping the shit out of my brother, or slapping my mother, and you get a 3-bedroom house, then it works for you. But this is for me. This is so that I can help to think to myself, I understand that someone else may spit at me and threaten me, and I can't go work out. Well, then I got Jesus. If I'm digging in the trash can for food because I'm beaten and I can't think for myself anymore, well, then I have Jesus. You got a better life than I did. You were more important in this life than I ever was in this lifetime. You did more. You were counted more by God's eyes. You listened to the Bible better than I did. Then you did. But this is not for me. I'm not trying to put this on you. I'm not going to force this on you and make any type of comment how I'm going to use this and Bible thump you of any kinds of situations. I understand the realistic in life opportunities can be taken away and get worse. And I'm 40 years old. Too much tragedy, in my opinion, has already happened at a magnitude. There's nothing else, in my opinion, that's going to fix it. There's nothing nothing is. This is not for me in any way to use a weapon against you. If Marissa, who died away, in your hands, and you said what was right for her to die, my mother is being raped, my mother was this and this, within you knew because you knew the Bible better. I need to be closer to God and Jesus and learn how to be a good person like you because you knew what was better than I did for my life and my mother's life and any situation of psychology that's happening. But I just know it doesn't mean anything. To me, to say that I'm trying to take advantage of the situation. Things in my life can get a lot worse, and it's very likely that it's going to happen that way. I have been through things in the public eye where no one reached out to help me, and it makes me cry. It makes me feel this way. It does. To know that what I had done in my life didn't count for very much for very many people. How I was treated, for so many years. For what I had done in this life, I was never going to be rewarded of any kind. Nothing could put anything on my table that could ever exchange anything, because they already took it, and they enjoyed it. So that's fine. If you got a better life for me, if you want to play Richard Martinez, just feel sorry for him, gay community, he made a mistake, it's my fault, well then I'll take the blame for it. It is my fault. I should have listened to Jesus more. I'm not going to put this on Richard Martinez. I'm not here to use this, that you're not going to get this. If you did this because you believe in, and people gave you the money and tokens to go help Cisco's sister, or whoever it was that little girl was, or Patricia, or want to take the blame, well then you get that. But I don't want to put bad onto anyone using this. I only want to put good on to myself and to others by doing so. I don't want to add negativity. I'm not the one that's going to do the dividing, and I don't want to. So I know that there's a lot of people out there in circumstances, they will abuse every situation in this circumstances and every inch and corner of it. Then you get, and you'll get it again. And you'll get it again, because I'm just going to give you money and I'm just going to give you whatever you want. I have to do whatever proportion I can for myself and for others. I still plan to go to the homeless shelter, do charity work. This is not for me also to stay cooped up in an environment and never do anything and just hide and wait until I die. I am going to go and do God's work, the Lord's work. I am going to go to the homeless shelters and do charity work and help the homeless. I'm already thinking of ideas of how maybe I can make sack lunches, or I can do something in projects in honor of God and the Lord and the church to help people build their lives spiritually in a good, positive direction without necessarily having me there, but play a part of that. Whether it's a ship that I did for my sister, or a ship that I did for my mother, or boats, or going and doing charity work at a prostitution center where in Las Vegas, I'm just getting situated with my life. I'm eating very cheap food that's healthy. I'm eating beans. I'll make a video of everything that I have cooking for me, how I'm going to feed my body with nutrition the best I can. I still smoke, okay, so I'm a sinner. I'm probably not going to stop, but like I said, I try to eat as healthy as I can. I'm not perfect, so I want to make that very clear. I'm going to be doing any donations to help those who are poor and those that are in need. This is not for me to run the other direction, and I'm not looking for any money in return for these. I'm doing this because I want somebody else's life to be better. It's hard because it's so emotionally embedded into me how I was treated that I don't want. At least I know that I am in a better situation and I don't have a whole lot of things, but I can give so many other things in life, and doing the Lord's work. I have been a sinner and I have not been as godly and obedient to whatever. I understand that I would have my Buddhist symbols. I got rid of my towel and I sort of meditated. I did meditate to Buddha. Those things are considered as satanic and evil dolls and evil things, and misguide us in life, and that's okay. Mother Teresa teaches us also, that I remember her in a video says it's a beautiful thing to see Buddhists, you can see monks and other religions working together in the kindness of love, but she is for the church, and I prefer that. And like I said, there is way too many circumstances and too many things that have happened in my life, that I just don't want, too many things that have happened in my life that too much pain, and I'm old, that there's no way that this was ever going to be divided correctly and even come close to any of it. The time is gone, the suffering, the humility, the unbelievable pain that was intentionally placed is unmeasurable and unfixable. That I have to put this in the Lord to whoever it is to pray that something will be alleviated. The dreams are over with when they're young. Whoever got them now and did them young, changed them for something else, well then that's what you're going to get, and that's what this wasn't going to be any extravagant of anything my mother and my brother got raped by 10 homosexual fucking men. Raped by 10, and there's 12 of those other 2 get confirmed. That means if those 2 other high percentage to 60%, I would say I would rate them at that they did something to him. That's 12 fully grown men raping and forcing him to give oral sex. 12 between the ages, and that's only what I was alive with. What are the chances that there was someone else that showed up before I was even old enough to walk? Because Frankie's 4 years older than me. By the time I was 3, Frankie was 7. I didn't get raped until I was about 4.5 to 5 years old. I mean, that leaves room for Frankie from the age of about 4 years old to 8 years old that somebody else could have done this to him and he didn't say anything. He couldn't. Only 12. So there's a total of 12 fully grown men. And I don't want to say anything because Sarah, and I know they built a church, and all these people who want to do loving things. There's no more justice to this than to leave it in the hands of them and leave it to the law enforcers, whatever they choose, and other people. Because I don't hold the keys, I don't hold the power, I don't own anything. But this is definitely not going to be a way that I'm going to be used in an abusive way. I know a lot of people do that in a way that they did get away with it. They did all the horrible things you can imagine, and they ran to the church and they got away with it and got a better life, and they just took off my table and my mother's and did what they did. When they got rid of my mother and mutilated her and they made it into their profit, well then that's what you're going to get. I'm going to let God deal with it in the afterlife. I'm going to let God deal with it. There's evil that I believe in this world that happens. And I know I don't understand it, and I'm not smart enough to understand that. I do believe that there is evil that exists, like Zach Bacon's places where they have these evil cursed items and these satanic dolls. I do believe that there is something that has to be related, and it has to be identified. It has to be identified that what that is and how people do that type of stuff. And there's deaths and all kinds of other stuff that go along with that. So, but like I said, I think that this is a healthy route. I'm focusing more on sort of that type of lifestyle, but I am not in any ways running from the situation. I'm going to be doing, whether it's buying a lawnmower and going in somebody's house and saying, hey, can I mow your lawn for free? I'd like to be able to do some Lord's work, and you experience walking out of your home with lovely cut grass. I thought maybe I could do something nice to you or nice to my fellow human for free. I'm not saying I'm just going to do that, but something like that. So, like I said, I think it's important for me to make a video on this. That this is, I understand that you have your version of it you believe in, your God, whatever it is, works for you, and you got more from it. And this could very well me 6 months from now living on the streets again, all over again. You don't understand the situation, how bad it's been, because I don't have anybody to talk to and experience this life with. So I want to make that very clear. It's just something for me to make me better as a human being, to make compassion, more loving, caring, and that's it. I'm 40 years old. I'm almost 41. You can see the gray hairs. I don't know how much my heart's thumping in a way and quivering in a way that's making me frightened at times, where I don't know if it's health problems or someone shooting electronic devices. My mortality can be not too far from me. But I'm trying to eat healthy and have some kind of a balance of good and bad. I won't, if I can't go work out, then I'll stop working out and I'll just go dribble a soccer ball. Get a little bit of a workout and do a little baby walking, that's it. My dreams don't need to be focused on that. You need to focus on more cherishable and more God stuff. Jesus didn't work out. So, like I said, I just wanted to make a video, and I think that's important. If other people use this against me, then they do, and they'll keep rewarding them and giving them. But I'm not the one that's in charge. This is just to help defend myself. I don't know if this makes any sense to you, but I hope it does. It's some sort of retrospect. I hope, God can forgive me, and it helps me understand why my sister passed away, and my mortality could happen soon. It could happen in 10 years. There's a lot of disease and strokes that are happening, and people are getting older. I need to keep it this way. That way, also, if something happens to me one day, I'm not plaguing my family or friends or anyone else. You don't have to worry because I had God and Jesus in my life, and not to mourn too much. I have to change my perspective that I did live a good life, and instead of thinking that I never did. And I did get to live dreams, and even though they weren't the way that I thought that were dreams were, that I really did, I just didn't see them the way that Jesus wanted me to see them. So that's what I have to say. I'll make another video on a different topic.